Hello everyone. How is everyone doing? Welcome to Heart with Saima. कैसे हैं सब लोग? So we're gonna go live now. All right. How is everyone doing? Welcome to Heart with Saima. I come to you every Thursday, and when I come to you on Thursdays, we talk about different things. We do start with real estate because um, I am a realtor by profession, and तो वो mention करना ज़रूरी है because उससे ही रोजी रोटी चलती है, घर चलता है, तो वो बहुत ज़रूरी है mention करना. If you guys are out there and you are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, in residential or commercial real estate, so please do reach out to me because अगर घर नहीं चला सकेंगे so, we are not going to be able to sit here and follow our passion and do the things that we care about and we are passionate about. So we come to you and we talk about different things. We talk about life. We talk about, आपको पता है कि मैं हमेशा यही चीज बोलती हूँ कि I talk about things that I'm passionate about. I do things that I'm passionate about. I believe in living your best life on a daily basis. बहुत मेरा फोकस कल के ऊपर नहीं होता मैं आज के ऊपर फोकस करती हूँ आज की आई एम प्रॉब्लम सॉल्वर बाय नेचर तो जब कोई चीज़ होती है अभी हम स्टूडियो के अंदर मैं यही बात कर रही थी कि मैं वक्त के साथ मैं बिलीव करती हूँ कि इंसान को अपने आप को चेंज करना है यू गॉट इवॉल्व यू गॉट चेंज योरसेल्फ विद टाइम and I think life is all about evolving life is about changing life is about acceptance tolerance it's about uh, being receptive to change, being receptive to what the universe is sending your way. Because I do sincerely believe that when you fight change, when you're not receptive to change, the universe will put you in situations, the universe will force you to change if you are not receptive to change. So, I come to you, we talk about real estate. I have been in real estate for it will be 18 years literally next week. I got my real estate license a week before my daughter was born, and my daughter is going to turn 18 in a couple of weeks. So I love what I do. I love to see how the real estate market is going through these changes. I will tell you this that I have experienced all the highs and lows of life, all the highs and lows of real estate. I was there when the recession of 2008 started. And when that recession came 2008, so I will tell you what I was doing. In 2004, I actually in 2005 I started 2006 I diversified towards commercial real estate and I got into gas stations and all, and I was working with this person who was very active in the Sikh community, and I was working with him, and we were working on gas stations, and we were doing some shopping strips and gas stations. And when it comes to homes, for me, buying and selling of homes is something that is always it's something I do very consistently because I feel it is still the buying and selling of homes which keeps me afloat and just say घर चलता है because that is something which is second nature. It's very easy to do. When it comes to commercial real estate is a completely different beast, trying different things. So 2008 when the recession came, uh, that was like head on facing all these challenges. So one of the huge differences between the market of 2008, what transpired, and between what is happening right now, the biggest difference is the subprime loans, which were happening in 2007, 2005, 6, 7, 8, the 100% financings which were happening. And so that was the crux of the downfall, what happened transpired in 2008 versus right now. Right now, that is not what is going on. I do feel that yes, already we are seeing that the market is changing drastically. We are seeing that the market, the home prices are already, they have gone down. We are seeing that a difference of uh, around 15% in the market. We are also seeing कि इस market के अंदर बहुत सारी changes आ रही हैं. There are a lot of builders who are out there, builders who had waiting lists, builders who were not taking in, did not have any homes to sell in 2020, but then things started. They had huge waiting lists going on. वो builders के पास now, because there was a supply chain problem happening at that time after COVID. But at this point, those builders are out there. Builders are giving incentives. Builders are offering different opportunities to attract people to come and buy. They're contributing towards buy down of the interest rate. So basically, इस वक्त अगर interest rate XYZ है, so what they are basically offering is कि we are going to give you $20,000 that it's up to you. वो आप अपने घर की क्लोजिंग कॉस्ट के ऊपर डाल सकते हैं, and closing costs will vary anywhere from obviously it's based on the price of the home, so I shouldn't even put any number out there. But if the house is around 350,000, though the closing cost will be somewhere around $7,000, $7,000 on a $350,000 home. So what builders are offering at this point is builders are offering different incentives to motivate people to continue buying. They are giving closing costs, ranging between 15,000, 20,000, 7,000, 8,000. They're giving you this money. They're telling you that they will help you buy down that interest rate and bring it down. So I'm working with the client, and the client is looking at this house, which is they're looking at two homes. One was 382, but it was actually 407. The builder was giving $25,000 reduction in the price. The builder was giving an additional $20,000 to be used towards closing costs to buy down the interest rate. So here's what was going on. We're still able to get this client to be able to only a first-time home buyer use 3.5% down. So 3.5% down to buy towards down payment, and that is it, which is around $14,000 on a the $360,000 home. So 3.5% down out of pocket, but they're helping you with the closing costs. So for closing costs around $6,000-7,000, you are not having to pay it out of pocket. They're helping you buy down that interest rate. When you buy down that interest rate, so the 20,000 can be applied towards completely buying down that interest rate, which will bring the interest rate down to around 4.99%. Or you can apply a portion of that 20,000 in this situation. What we decided to do was we're going to apply it towards the closing cost, which is around 7,000 on a $352,000 home. And we're going to use the remaining money, around 13,000, to buy down the interest rate so that the payment can go down. Now, the intention is still that we're going to do this for now, and based on the news that we are seeing out there, interest rates are going to continue going up. They are expected to go up another point in November. They are expected to go up another point in December. And whenever the interest rates, the interest rates are going to continue going up to control inflation. So when they feel that the inflation is at a point where it's satisfactory to the then what they're going to do is, after a while, probably in a year and a half, what we are expecting is they're going to start bringing the interest rate down again. So when it comes to real estate, I personally feel that if this is the time, and anyways, this is factual, that during recession, most people who are real estate investors become millionaires during recession. So this is factual information. And that happens simply because if you have the buying power and you're willing to make a move, then this is the time when builders are out there. Builders are giving you incentives. They're giving you these deals. They're waiting for market to stabilize so that they can start increasing the prices again. So it's a game, and to me this game is just extremely fascinating. um, um, you know, I view real estate just like I view life. Okay, things sometimes things go positive, sometimes things go negative. At the end of the day, some lessons are expensive lessons, but they teach us. But ये सब knowledge है. You learn from everything. So I feel it's a game, and it's just like the game of life. Zindagi bhi ek game hai. Real estate is a game too. It's all a game. It's a game of life. It's a game just like a game of chess. Which move are you going to make next? Okay, some moves work out, some don't. But with time and with experience, there are certain challenges, there are certain things which are out there, and if you follow those things, you will always know that, okay, you know what, this is happening. This is what you're going to see. This is what you're going to do. And so I think this time, probably, maybe these next 6 months, maybe these next 12 months, I think we're going to see really good opportunities. We are already seeing good opportunities out there, so that, if you're ready to buy, yes, the interest rate might be higher, but the builder is giving you all these incentives and all these deals, in all these different cities. Go out and you buy and you live in there, and then you move on to buy a new build, stay in the new build for 12 months, especially if there are restrictions. If there are restrictions, live in that home, a new build home, for 12 months. And usually the restrictions, if HOA prohibits you, and as long as it's not a condo, do check homeowners associations stipulations and guidelines, whatever the restrictions are. But usually with most builders, most HOAs, it is on a 1 year basis. Live in there yourself, put a tenant in the property, and then let the tenant pay off the property and move on into your next house. Live there for 12 months, put a tenant, and move on, and keep building your real estate investment portfolio. Become real estate investors. Right now, I think, I'm working with, it's just so crazy, but I'm working with a lot of Gen Z, millennials. I'm working with a lot of youngsters, and I love working with these youngsters because these youngsters are eager, and they are just fun. I get along really well with youngsters. And agar aap mera show follow karte hain, if you follow my show, you know that I'm because I think I have two daughters of my own, and they are Gen Z. And they are always preaching to me, they are always talking to me. We sit there and have our conversations, and they're always telling me, Mom, you know what, this is right, this is wrong, Mom, don't do this, Mom, you know what, this is a better option. So I always sit there and I listen to my daughters, this Gen Z, which a lot of people, I think a lot of people have difficulty understanding how Gen Z works. But for myself, I just get along with Gen Z, and I have a good time with them. And मैं अपनी बेटियों के साथ भी बैठ के बातें करती हूँ. And I listen to them, I give them my feedback, they give me their feedback. And we don't always agree, but it is really important that you should agree to disagree. And that's what we do. There are different things we teach each other. I teach from my age perspective and my experience perspective, and they teach me from their perspective. So now when it comes to Gen Z, we do see that they're very passionate, they are very vocal, they express their thoughts, they express their opinions. And I think it's not easy to listen to Gen Z expressing everything, but I think if you're willing and receptive to listen to your children, I think your children are like your mirrors. And when you listen to them, I think they help you become a better person, more tolerant, there's more acceptance to what's going on around you. So so even when it comes to real estate, some of my clients right now are Gen Z, millennials, and they're out there. They are buying, and I will tell you that you know what. uh, There's no shortage of people who like to sit there and wait because they're always waiting for the perfect opportunity, and they have been waiting for the perfect opportunity for years on. And so many opportunities have come and so many opportunities have gone because they were waiting then, they are waiting now. I feel real estate is a long term game. So when it's a long term game, in the long term, in real estate, you always come out a winner no matter what. So you buy right now, even if the market goes down a bit, the market will still come back up. And from a long term perspective, you will come out a winner. Now, the one thing which is absolutely imperative is that you have to have holding power. So, holding power is absolutely essential. It's absolutely necessary because holding power will enable you to be able to withstand any highs, lows, ups and downs. अगर टेनेंट को आप प्रॉपर्टी में डालते हैं, टेनेंट पे करना बंद कर देता है, तो you should have around 50 grand holding power to be able to withstand all the fluctuations, the highs, lows, tenant problems. So am working with different people who I have investors who are investing in buying condos in Dallas. I have these Gen Z, which is also out there, and they're buying new built homes. I have friends that I'm telling them, okay, you know what, there are these certain cities which are cities जिधर बहुत सारी growth चल रही है. So invest in these cities where a lot of growth is happening. It's not easy to do because you know what, when it comes to real estate, home buying, everyone wants that perfect product. Everyone wants the curb appeal because home buying is so much attached to our emotions, right? So emotions के उससे, when you see something that looks good, when you see something that smells good, when you see our different senses, right? Our eyes, our ears, our nose. So, jo cheese, the thing that feels good, that has good smell. That's what you want to go for. But when you go towards developing cities, you will see that infrastructure is under process. It means that the roads are being constructed. Different kind of shops are coming in. Retail spaces are being taken in. But सबसे बड़ी चीज ये है कि roads, right? Because yesterday I was with clients and we were driving to Aubrey. We were on 380. It took us a while on 380 because of the roads and the construction and the traffic. So the traffic was quite horrendous. But that's what the thing is, right? Now, one of the advantages is right now, a lot of people are working from home. So when you're working from home, you do have the flexibility. Some of the areas that I'm seeing are doing very well. There's Aubrey, there's Princeton. There is Providence Village. Salina was there maybe 10 years ago, but right now, Salina's real estate has become really expensive and it just keeps growing stronger and stronger. So all these different pockets, right, which are there, which have growth happening, which is doing really well in Dallas Fort Worth, and these pockets are there. So I will again say that this is the time to buy real estate because you're getting better prices. So you get those better prices, you get into those properties, whether you're doing it for yourself or you're doing it from an investment perspective, and you invest. And later on, when the interest rates go down, so probably keep 2 years in mind. And if the rates go down before the 2 years are up, then hey, that's awesome. But keep 2 years in mind. For 2 years, you're going to stay in the property with the higher interest rates. But again, builders are giving incentives to be able to buy down those interest rates. So different things are happening in the market. You know what? I work with investors, overseas investors. If you are wanting to invest, there are foreign investment loans. Yes, डाउन पेमेंट आ जाती है उसके अंदर ऑलमोस्ट 50%, 40%, 50% की डाउन पेमेंट. But if you're interested, we can hop on a Zoom call and we can connect. We can talk via Zoom. You are able to reach me at vip@saimadillon.com. And that is my email. It is the best way to reach me. It is VIP, like Victor India Papa, vip@saimadillon.com. You're able to text me, call me. I don't usually answer a lot of phone calls unless you text me and you tell me the purpose. You're able to text me at 972-244-3106, 972-244-3106. I do, I will call people back when you tell me the purpose of your message. So the best way is to get in touch via email. So, we in a few minutes, we are going to go on a break. You are listening to Saima Dillon. This is Heart to Heart with Saima. I come to you every Thursday from 1 to 3. And, this time that I spend with you is time that I always look forward to, because it's from the heart. And I like to do things in life which make me happy, because I feel life is just too short. We are surrounded by many challenges happening around us. But my little tiny little world, which has me and my daughters, I hold on to that space it's very precious and very valuable space for me. तो मैं उस space को बहुत संभाल के रखती हूँ. I really try to hold on to that. Life is filled with challenges. मेरी हमेशा कोशिश है, my intention is to always honor myself, to always honor my own integrity, and to try my best not to judge other people. I really try hard to be righteous, to do good, because I'm a firm believer of the fact that what goes around comes around. So whatever it is that I put out there is what will ricochet back to me. So I put out goodness, and the goodness will come back to me. So I'm a firm believer of that. Sometimes I astound myself. Sometimes I even something happened yesterday, and my girls were sitting there and they were watching me. Sometimes I'm not going to do things that my daughters might expect from me, and I might have different reasons for not doing what they're expecting. Or it could be experience, it could be tajruba. Waqt ke saath, there are certain things that they no longer serve me. I no longer want to jump around being emotional and making choices out of emotion. Because I feel कि अगर आप कीचड़ में उतरते हैं और जब आप कीचड़ में walk करना शुरू करते हैं, तो it splashes, and it will splash the mud, and it will splash on you, and it will splash on others. So I try to be rational about the choices I make, and sometimes that doesn't go very well with Gen Z, because Gen Z wants results, and it goes with the age, right? Being teenagers, and जो उनके hormones, and they are very result oriented. They want to see instant gratification. So but anyway, so this is where I stand. I try working on myself on a daily basis. I do not focus on what other people are doing. My sole priority in life is to focus on me. I am a strong believer that everything I do, my girls are watching me. So they are not listening to my words. They are not listening to the advice I'm giving them. They are not their main focus is that they are watching me. My kids are watching me. My kids are watching me in action. They are watching what I do. So integrity can't just be words, it has to be my action. It is what they are watching, it is what they are learning from. The number to the studio is 214-817-3333. In 20 seconds we are going to go on our first break. And I always love to listen to you guys. We are streaming live on social media, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. So we are streaming live. I would love for you guys to join me, and I'll see you in just a few minutes right after the break. This is Saima. All right. So, um, okay. So today, so we okay. हमारे पास 3.5 साढ़े 4 मिनट हैं actually. So how is everyone doing? What's happening with everyone? What is going on in your life? In my life, I had a I had a couple of rather challenging days. There were certain things which happened, and you know, when life sends certain challenges your way, so we have to, sit there and figure out, what the best thing to do is. And sometimes, when you're trying to figure out what the best is, um, you have to make decisions, you have to make choices. I just feel, okay, you know what? When you are in that situation and you need to help people, or you need to help someone, or you need to do something, I just don't want to judge other people. And that's the reason the name of the show, it talks about judging others, and I don't like to judge others because I it's not apples to apples. Everyone has their own life. Everyone is a product of their own upbringing, is a product byproduct of their own circumstances. So I feel that it is, I don't like to judge others. I don't think, it's my place to judge anyone. So I just focus on living my own best life, living my own bougie life, whatever that might be, and doing whatever it is that makes me happy, and not and focusing on myself instead of focusing on other people. So कौन कौन है हमारे साथ? We still have a little time before we go on the break. So who all do we have here with us? Thank you all for being here. Um, so I can't see who's joined on LinkedIn unless I go on LinkedIn. But thank you all, whoever's watching. But I can see on the Facebook Live right here, I can see who all has been here. Here, Farzana Raza, Ahmed Bilal, Musarat Akram, Asif Khan, Parveen Anwar, Zarar Khalik, Shahina Azhar, Samina Aslam. How are you all doing? Thank you all for joining and for coming in here. And I would love for anyone to come and join me on the Facebook Live right here. So let's see. Okay, we still have almost 2 minutes. So All right, welcome back. You're listening to Heart with Saima. I come to you every Thursday from 1 to 3. How are you all doing? So, मौसम कुछ बदलने लगा है. रातें are a bit cool. And I come to you, you're able to listen to me on Radio Caravan. You can go on jointhecaravan.com and you're able to listen to me from anywhere in the world. You are also able to just follow me and join me on social media. I do stream live on LinkedIn and Facebook. जो real estate का segment है, the segment on real estate, I do stream that live on Instagram as well. आज मैं करना भूल गई थी, but generally I do stream the real estate segment on Instagram. But right now I am streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and so you're able to join me there. You're able to come on during a break as well. So we come to you and we talk about different things. We talk about things which are, everything from the heart. And that is our focus, of heart to heart. So I've been talking about, अभी हम judgment के ऊपर बात कर रहे थे. And I was talking about the fact that when things happen in your life, it is the easiest thing in the world to point fingers at others and to judge other people. But you know what? Let them judge you. Let them misunderstand you. Let them gossip about you. Their opinions are not your problem. You stay kind, committed to love, and free in your authenticity. No matter what they do or say, don't you dare doubt your worth or the beauty of your truth. Just keep on shining like you do. This was a quotation by Scott Stable. And the thing here is, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. I think the easiest thing in the world for people is to judge others. Because instead of focusing on ourselves and instead of focusing on our own weaknesses and the things that we are doing wrong, it is easiest thing in the world to sit there and say, you know what, how screwed up or how messed up someone else's life is, right? But what about our own lives? There's so much that happens in our own lives. Why would we want to waste our energy sitting there and thinking about the screw ups going on in other people's lives instead of self reflection and instead of introspection, where we sit there and we see and we think and we look within ourselves to see what is going on with us? Why would we want to sit there and put all our energy? Because life, Joanna, my mentor used to always says there's a karmic balance in life. So whatever you put out there is what is going to come back to you. तो जो भी जिस चीज का भी बीज डालोगे, whatever you're going to sow, that's what you're going to reap. What you sow, that's what you shall reap. You put good out there. You put good intentions out there. You put goodness out there. And that is what's going to come back to you. When you put jealousy, envy, हर वक्त आप बैठ के ये सोच रहे हो कि कि दूसरे की लाइफ में क्या चीजें बुरी हैं, that's when you sit there, and that is exactly that criticism is of what's going to come back to you, because life is just so much about our own perception, our perception on how we view things. So if you look at something and you're like, oh, that person, वो मेरे बारे में क्या सोच रही है या सोच रहा है? What is that person thinking about me? I think that person thinks I'm this or that. I think the reason is because you yourself, probably somewhere in your own psyche, within your own conscience, you yourself are sitting there and thinking that maybe you yourself, you might be a jerk, you might be this, you might be, you know, whatever it is that you think of others, that's your perception because that's probably what you think of yourself. So, how you perceive you is basically how you perceive others. When you only see the glass as half full, when you only see goodness in others, when you only see कि दूसरे अच्छे ही हैं और आप उनकी अच्छाइयों के ऊपर ही फोकस करते हो, then it means that that's who you are from within yourself. Because what you are internally is what you portray outside to the world, and what it is exactly what you put out there. So why focus so much energy? Why spend so much time sitting there and judging other people, gossiping? You know, most people are gung-ho about religion, right? And they're like, oh, I'm not going to wear this because mera religion is cheez se mana karta hai. I'm not going to do that, you know. But chupke, so who are you when you are on your own? वो चीजें जो आप दूसरों को नहीं बताते हैं, वो चीजें जो आप सामने पोर्ट्रे नहीं करते हैं, the things that you don't put out there for public to see, who's that person? So that's hypocrisy. So religion say कि hypocrisy is bad. Religion says don't judge others, right? But people are like, oh, how much do you pray? How much do you do this? How much do you do that? So it's not about what you're putting out there in front of everyone to see. It's all about who you are as an individual, who you are in privacy. When nobody is watching you, what's your integrity like when no one is watching you, right? That's what matters. Are you a hypocrite? I think most people are hypocrites because most people have a different persona when you are with yourself or with a small group of people who truly know you inside out. So most people are hypocrites because they do not show their true self. They do not put their true self out there. And that right there, hypocrisy is a problem. So for myself, I just feel it is so important for I mean I work on these things on a constant basis. I work on focusing. I work on not judging other people. I work on trying to self reflect. और मैं ये जब भी अपने शो के ऊपर आती हूँ, I always tell people this, that I spend so much, the more time I spend focusing on fixing my own follies, fixing myself, fixing जो mistakes मेरे खुद के अंदर हैं, मैं जितना वक्त अपने आप को सुधारने में गुजारती हूँ, अपनी एट्रीब्यूट्स को फिक्स करने में गुजारती हूँ, मैं उतना ज़्यादा डिस्कवर करती हूँ कि मेरे खुद में कितनी और ज़्यादा कमज़ोरियाँ हैं, वीकनेसेस हैं, खामियाँ हैं. So the more you become aware, you know, ज़िंदगी में कोई भी चीज़ पाने का, the first step to accomplishing or achieving anything in life, if you want something, if you want to become like something, then start doing it for others. अगर आप खुद में change देखना चाहते हो, तो start doing that thing for others. And then if you want your life to change, then start changing someone else's life. Because when you start changing someone else's life and you self-reflect and you turn around and look at yourself, you'll actually see that your own life is changing. And that is the law of karmic balance. That is the law of whatever you throw out there, it will ricochet back to you. It's karma. So, life is imperfect. We all make countless mistakes in life. And again, what are mistakes? Mistakes are sometimes, giving in to our emotions, or mistakes are, um, you keep tolerating something, you keep tolerating, you keep tolerating something, and and then you explode, and that it just bursts out. Ekdam se, everything just comes out, and you end up doing things which have ramifications. You end up doing things which have repercussions, because every action has a reaction. And repercussions are not always the best, because, but there is a price to pay, right? When you make choices, there's that price to pay. It could be good, it could be bad, it could be negative, it could be positive. But if it's negative, if it's bad, if there are repercussions, and you've done something which is hurting other people, then the solution is not to feel ashamed. The solution is not guilt. The solution is not to stay in that space where you end up feeling hopeless or helpless or depressed. The solution is to make amends. I'm the first person, relationships matter to me. People in my life matter to me. And I try really hard um, to hold on to the people that I love. When I give up on people, I give up after I have really, 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 really tried. And I won't even try with everyone. I try with people who are really near and dear to my heart. But I'll tell you, one thing that I've discovered in the past 2 years is, if you're going through a hard time, um, therapy makes a huge difference. Seeking therapy, seeking a therapist, go out there. Everything begins with, आपको लगता है कि ये कैंसर हो गया है, someone's got cancer, oh gosh, you need to be, you need to go, you need to be seen by an oncologist, it needs chemo, you need treatment, ये disease हो गया है, वो disease हो गया है, ये हो गया है, वो हो गया है. But everything stems from mental health. From mental health, everything stems from mental health. So when you see that your kids are depressed, or when you see people around in depression, there are times when for weeks, children, adults might not be able to come out of the room. They might not be able to make the bed. They might not change their clothes. They might not uh, have the ability to do anything. Everything stems from mental health. So when I come here, I talk about things that I am learning. For me, being here on this show, Heart to Heart, it's not because I think I know more than anyone, or I know more than X, Y, or Z. So I don't come here um, to, to enforce my belief system on anyone. That is not the intention. When I come on Heart to Heart, and when I come on my radio show, and when I do my podcast, it's for growth, it's to learn, and it's to share whatever I'm learning with others, and to spread whatever I'm learning. There are two different kinds of people in the world. There are those critics who are know it all, and there's these self acclaimed perfectionists who think that they know everything, and they are these permanent critics who are always criticizing other people. They are just these people who are never happy because no one comes up to their expectations, because they know it all. So there are those people who are these permanent critics, and then there are those people who just do the little things and they move on in life. If you are someone who's always finding fault in what others are doing, if you are one of the listeners who always listens and then who likes to say, oh, ye kitna kharab hai, I don't agree with this, I don't agree with that, and then you're just full of criticism because आपकी फितरत में है हर वक्त कीड़े निकालना, उससे किसी दूसरे को फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. But you are the one who's this toxic person, and you spread your toxic energy to people around you. And these people around you could be your spouse, it could be your relatives, it could be your siblings, it could be your children. So you are this toxic person who spreads toxic energy to everyone around you. And you're that first person who needs help. And you're that first person who needs a counselor, who needs a therapist. So there are a lot of misconceptions amongst Desis about mental health. I speak to kids, my children's friends, who come to the house. And I tell them, you know what? You're going to, your mother might be suffering from cancer, or you might have just gone through a relationship and, which did not work out. Go seek therapy. Go seek a therapist. Talk to a therapist. There is not, the first and the most important thing is your mental well-being. Because if you are not going to be mentally stable, and if you are experiencing trauma in life, and you are going through things in life where you have witnessed the death of loved ones, or you have gone through heartache of you, or you've gone through you know abuse, you've gone through any of that stuff, verbal abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, abuse of different, it comes in different forms. If you have gone through abuse, you've gone through trauma, you've watched your loved ones die, you have witnessed loved ones suffer from diseases, you need uh, you need you've experienced trauma. And trauma is something which goes into our psyche, and trauma is something that you pass down through generations. You might experience trauma, but when you have kids, you might pass down that trauma through genetically, through your children or children's children, because they say that history repeats itself. And if you experience trauma, there's a big probability that history. So they say if you sexually abuse someone or you physically abuse someone, it means that you yourself might have experienced it. And that's why you're repeating history, and that's why you're doing it yourself, what was done to you. And whoever did it to you might have experienced it as well. So history keeps repeating itself. And if you have experienced trauma, or you experience depression, and you experience anxiety, seek help. Seek help. Everything comes from mental and emotional. आप जब mentally stable होंगे, only then will you be when your mental health is intact, your emotional health will be intact, and your physical health will be intact if you are mentally in a good place, because everything stems from mental health. जब आप ये feel करते हैं, you feel hopelessness, you feel helplessness, it is coming from lack of mental stability. It means that you have experienced something in your life which is making you so helpless and hopeless that it's triggering आपके emotions अंदर आपका imbalance हो रहा है, hormones का imbalance हो रहा है. It's very important to seek help. Mind, body, soul, all these things need to be in sync. You will not be a happy person if all three, mind, body, soul, if your soul is not at peace, it means there are things which are bothering you internally. So the question is, why If you're not at peace, go seek help. Talk to a therapist. Talk to someone who will show you. People say, "Oh, I don't need a counselor. I don't need a therapist." You know what? Go to one. Go to one and check it out. I mean, what's the big deal? To go there, to talk to someone who's experienced, who's been trained, who has the skills and the mindset to be able to guide you and tell you how to channel these emotions within you, which are giving you despair, which are making you feel unhappy, which are making you feel worthless, which are making you feel that you're good for nothing. Seek therapy so that you're able to restore all these emotions within you. If you don't love yourself, then how do you expect anyone else to love you? If you don't think you're worthy, how do you expect someone else to think that you're worthy? If you are self-sabotaging relationships, if you are out there, that's what you do. If you feel that you're not worthy of good things in life, you will go out there and you will self-sabotage the good people in your life, love in your life, people who respect you, people who think the world of you, whatever it is. If you don't believe it of yourself, other people who come into your life will not will not be able to stay in that space, because you won't let anyone stay in that space. You will not let people come in and love you. You will not let people come in and respect you. You will not be able to hold on to relationships, because you will keep running away from those relationships, because you're self-destructive. You self-sabotage yourself. So you don't need someone else to come and destroy your life for you, because you're doing it yourself, because it's your self-worth. You don't think you're worthy of receiving. So much. I mean, there's just so much depth to mind, body, and soul, everything being in sync. It's like this pie, right? It's like four wheels of a car. If एक भी टायर अगर पंक्चर हो जाए, if one of the tires of a car is not working, then the car will not be able to function. So every tire needs to have air. Every tire needs to be in functioning condition. And those different tires of within ourselves, it's your mind, body, soul, your spirit, your subconscious, every tool that is within us. If the tool is not functioning properly, it needs fixing. And you need help. If you're not able to do it on your own, you need help, because sometimes you're not able to. You might be an overthinker. You might be thinking all these thoughts. You might be thinking that you don't deserve goodness. And you might be walking away from people who love you. You might be ignoring people who love you, because at the end of the day, everyone gives up, right? I mean, you can only try so much. You keep trying for the people that you love. You find the right people in your life, but you self-destruct. You're this person who's constantly has this little bomb for self-destruction in your hand, which can go off and explode at any time, because you yourself end up ruining the relationships, and you yourself end up walking away from the people who love you. So you are self-destructive. You destroy yourself. You destroy your relationships. You need help. Seek help. Go out there. It's considered taboo, but there's nothing wrong with seeking mental health. I'm telling you, I have these children who come to my house. They're friends of my kids, and they come over, and I tell them, Beta, your mom just experienced cancer and went through it. What trauma you must have experienced. Why don't you seek a counselor just to help you channel your emotions? And the children say, we can't do it because our parents won't let us, because they don't believe in it. Don't be that parent who is not there. Give your children the tools that your children need. Whatever help they need, help them. Give them the tools. Most people have insurance. Help your children find the help that they need. Mind, body, soul. everything needs to be in sync. If you are seeing, watching your children act out, if you are seeing that your relationship is really you have a really bad relationship with your children, it means something is out of place. It means you need help, your child needs help. Maybe both of you, maybe all of you as a family seek family therapy. As a group, go for therapy so that your child can understand your perspective and you can understand your child's perspective. And I've done that with my children. I've done group therapy with my children, and I will be back after the break. All right. So, um, whew, it's hot in the studio. Um, so let's see. How is everyone? What are you guys up to? I talked a lot, so I need to drink some water. So let's see. Who do we have here? Okay, we have Atif, and Atif said you're doing very good. Thank you so much, Atif. All. Beautiful work, dear. Stay blessed. Thank you. Bahut bahut shukriya. Thank you so much for your kind words. Um, uh, you said you're the best RJ. Well, thank you. I don't know about that, but I enjoy what I do. So I think that makes a huge difference, when you love what you do. So I am passionate about what I do. So let's see what else. Yeah. Oh, so thank you. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका. Rashid, thank you for being here. Cotton Plus, thank you for joining us. Salman Waheed, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आप सब लोगों का. Thank you all, everyone who's here, who's watching. I think soon we will be switching the show from 2 hours to an hour. So that we are working on, so that we will do 30 minutes of real estate, we'll do 30 minutes of heart to heart. And it's about spreading the message, spreading the word. So we do that. So let's see. I think had a message which came through as well. So the second half of the show, which we are about to begin, it's 2:04 in Dallas, so 2:04 Central Time. Um, so second half of the show, I do play more music, some remixes, retro music. I wish I could. I could play that music live for everyone, but unfortunately, Facebook will not let us do that. So I can't. Otherwise, we could play some really nice retro remix music and we could all party together. But Facebook will not let us do that. So, so second half of the show, which begins in. All right. You are listening to Heart with Saima, and this is your RJ, Saima Dillon. How is everyone doing? And welcome to the second half of Heart to Heart with Saima. So, the second half, we are going to play some music for you. Um, we have been talking about judgment, and we have been talking about judging others, which is something people love to do. People love to judge others. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे लोगों का काम है कहना तो ये but you know what they say before you judge me make sure you're perfect yourself so uh, but that's what people do, right? People sit there and they judge and they judge and they judge everyone about their lifestyles or their clothes or their way of living or their choices just because everyone sins differently. It doesn't mean that you don't sin, right? Everyone, and wo bhi I feel it's all subjective. Each person has their own accountability. So when you judge others, you do not define them, but you define yourself when you judge others. So, it makes a huge difference. Because I myself, I hate judging others. I, uh, I hate to discriminate against other people. Um, because I feel it always, when I do that, it reflects really bad on me and not on the person that I'm judging. So her, everyone has their own accountability. Everyone makes their own choices. Life is not parallel. 7.5 billion key population of this world. Each individual is created differently. I feel we should embrace diversity. We should embrace our differences. We are not meant to be together. हमारा DNA एक नहीं है. So why should we judge other people for their choices? उनकी life different है. You know, before I play my first song, there is one thing I do want to say. You know, we all like other people's or even our own children जो कि मेलो हैं जो कि हमारी हर फर्मा बरदार हैं इतना ये वर्ड हमारे कल्चर के अंदर ओवररेटेड वर्ड है फर्मा बरदारी which means that the children should listen to everything that they are being told to do. But actually, it's a sign of intelligence when you question things, when you don't want to follow the masses, when you want to, you know, defy things if they don't make sense to you. Why should you follow others if it doesn't make sense? Why should you just. Our children have not come into this world to become a byproduct of our expectations. Our children are in this world to, they have their own personalities, they have their own DNA, they are going to be their own individual beings. The reason कि बोलते हैं कि आपको 40s के अंदर मिड लाइफ क्राइसिस आता है so that happens because you have spent your whole entire life fulfilling other people's expectations, which could be your parents, which could be your siblings, your friends, pleasing everyone, coming up to other people's expectations. Be that person that everyone says, wow, wow. कोई बच्चा है तो ऐसा, look at this kid, excelling in school, excelling in sports, doing everything, listens to everyone, doing the best, going to the best colleges. But you know what? Why not lift that child who does not want to conform to what everyone else is doing? Why not try to figure out if a child is expressing anger and that child is not your favorite child because that child expresses anger all the time? Why not try to listen to that child to see what exactly is it that's bothering that child? Instead of saying that तुम अपने नेबर की तरह नहीं हो, तुम अपने कजन की तरह नहीं हो, तुम अपने भाई की तरह नहीं हो, तुम अपनी बहन की तरह नहीं हो, तुम क्यों दूसरों की तरह नहीं हो? वो दूसरों की तरह इसलिए नहीं है because you're not meant to be like other people. You're going to be your own individual person and your own individual being. And that's your destiny. Your destiny is to follow your own, whatever it is that life has written for you, and not follow what others expect of you. So be you, be yourself, and follow you. Listen to everyone. And yes, knowledge, listen to everyone, learn from everyone. But no matter what, you will always be your own individual being in life. And with that, we are going to listen to our first song here. And I hope you enjoy it. So I am planning on playing some remixes for you because I enjoy remixes and I hope you enjoy this. So I'm going to enjoy this in the studio and I hope you enjoy this while in the show. And the number to the studio is 214-817-3333, 214-817-3333. If you would like to contribute anything about judgment or request a song, or if you have any thoughts or you would like to come on air, give me a call. All right, so um, multitasking happening here, and just going to be playing a lot more songs in the second half of the show. And soon we are going to, I'm going to switch over to 1 hour where we are going to do the first 30 minutes of real estate. And then from real estate, we go into heart to heart. So it's easier to manage that, 1 hour time slot. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was Dilbar from Satyam Jayate. So I hope you enjoyed it. And we've been talking about judgment. We've been talking about children. We've been talking about, how you expect your kids to follow everything that you want. They should always listen to you. वो हमेशा फर्मा बरदार हैं. But you know what? Kids watch you. Kids are learning from you. And kids are learning everything. So they, um, they are they become a byproduct of their surrounding. So one of the worst things that you can do is be abusive. Be an abusive parent. Abuse does not come just in the format of physical abuse. Abuse comes in the form of physical, mental, emotional, verbal. There are these different aspects to being abusive. So if you are going to be an abusive person, so you might not be abusive towards your child. You might be abusive towards your spouse. You might hit your spouse. You might, be really nasty, verbally nasty with your spouse. And when you do that, that's what you're teaching your child. You're teaching your child that it's okay for you to teach, that it's okay for you to treat your family members in an abusive way. And that's not acceptable because that abuse causes trauma. It causes trauma for life. Watch yourself. Each and every action of yours, which is being watched by everyone who lives in your household. Your children are like sponges. They soak in every negativity, positivity from the household. So watch what you do because your children are watching. And with that, we go on to our next song, and I hope you enjoy this. Here goes. 214-817-3333 is the number to the studio. And अगर आप कुछ thoughts share करना चाहें, contribute करना चाहें, talking about judgment, talking about children, talking about mental, physical, emotional abuse. All right. Well, everyone on LinkedIn, thank you so much. Thank you for being here, and thank you being a part of my show on LinkedIn and YouTube and my Facebook business page. So thank you all for being here. I am going to play a lot more songs in the second hour. And so I'm going to bid you farewell until we meet again next week. So thank you for being here, for being a part of my journey. And we will see you next time.